Some men see things as they are, and say why. I dream of things that never were, and say why not. Every society gets the kind of criminal it deserves. What is equally true is that every community gets the kind of law enforcement it insists on. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events, and in the total, of all those acts will be written the history of this generation. There are people in every time and every land who want to stop history in its tracks. They fear the future, mistrust the present, and invoke the security of a comfortable past which, in fact, never existed. What has violence ever accomplished? What has it ever created? No martyr's cause has ever been stilled by an assassin's bullet. No wrongs have ever been righted by riots and civil disorders. A sniper is only a coward, not a hero, and an uncontrolled or uncontrollable mob is only the voice of madness, not the voice of the people. Tragedy is a tool for the living to gain wisdom, not a guide by which to live. But suppose God is black. What if we go to heaven and we, all our lives, have treated the Negro as an inferior, and God is there, and we look up and he is not white? What then is our response? Progress is a nice word. But change is its motivator. And change has its enemies. Whenever men take the law into their own hands, the loser is the law. And when the law loses, freedom languishes. Let us dedicate ourselves to what the Greeks wrote so many years ago, to tame the savageness of man and make gentle the life of this world. Elections remind us not only of the rights but the responsibilities of citizenship in a democracy. It is not enough to understand, or to see clearly. The future will be shaped in the arena of human activity, by those willing to commit their minds and their bodies to the task. In my judgment, physical fitness is basic to all forms of excellence and to a strong, confident nation. All of us might wish at times that we lived in a more tranquil world, but we don't. And if our times are difficult and perplexing, so are they challenging and filled with opportunity. The glory of justice and the majesty of law are created not just by the Constitution, nor by the courts, nor by the officers of the law, nor by the lawyers, but by the men and women who constitute our society, who are the protectors of the law as they are themselves protected by the law. Every generation inherits a world it never made, and, as it does so, it automatically becomes the trustee of that world for those who come after. In due course, each generation makes its own accounting to its children. What is objectionable, what is dangerous about extremists, is not that they are extreme, but that they are intolerant. The evil is not what they say about their cause, but what they say about their opponents. Ultimately, America's answer to the intolerant man is diversity, the very diversity which our heritage of religious freedom